Good morning and welcome back. Well, it's morning for me, probably not morning for you, it's probably the evening. But we are on our way to a little village hall today. I'm not going to tell you where, but a little village hall today because the floor is sinking. Not my words, customers' words. I have been to have a look and it does appear to be sinking. So I'm not too sure how this is going to go. So what we're going to do is today is going to be, I've allocated 2 days for this, by the way. Today we are going to try and remove a section of the floor. As you can imagine, a village hall is a big floor, so we don't want to be ripping the whole thing up. They haven't got a hell of a lot of money to spend, you know, none of these places do anymore, do they? So what we're going to do is we're going to take up maybe like a 2 metre square section where the problem is. It seems to be isolated in one corner. Take that section up and investigate what the problem is, hopefully repair the problem. Hopefully the problem isn't a lot bigger than we think it is. I'm initially thinking it's going to be some rotten joists, but we don't know until we get in there, so we'll find out. But anyway, I'm going to get us over there and I'll show you what the problem is. Let's go. Right, so here we are in the hall, and this is the corner in question. You get these out of the way. You can probably see this corner over here has dropped. But then I'd say that it's been dropping for a while, because if you look at the gap on the skirting board here to the gap on the skirting board here, sorry, from the top of the skirting board down to this beading, it's not right. So I think this has been dropping for a little while. But as you can see, it's just massively gone now. Like major sinkage there. So I don't know whether it's the joists are gone, whether it's just the chipboard covering, I don't know. I don't even know what's underneath this floor. As you can see from this pan around shot now, this is a massive floor. They don't want to replace the whole floor. Completely understand that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this beading off that's gone round here. We've got a join there and a join over there, so we can take them off and then we can commit to cutting a section out. Now the problem is I can't just cut a small section out in the corner, because if we need to go bigger than that, then obviously we're going to have 2 cuts, which we can't have. So I need to commit to cutting a bigger section than we think that we need. And then because I need to put it back and I need to dress it up and cover it somehow, which is going to be, you're never going to get it invisible, but we've got to get it so it's flat and usable. So that's my first job. We're going to get the track saw out, stick an old blade in it because we don't know what's underneath this, and then we're going to cut a decent section out, probably about 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters, somewhere around there. Get that cut out and then we can see what's underneath. Right, so as you saw, I put the cuts in and I went down to about 25 mil deep. I was hoping this was a floating floor. I knew in the back of my head it weren't going to be a floating floor, so it's being a bit of a bugger to get up. But we will get it up. I've got one of the trustees with me, helping me, because obviously he wants to see what's going on down here as well. So yeah, he's going to be with me for a minute. So I'll get this up. And then I'll show you what's going on and we'll take it from there. Right, here we go. This is the problem that we've had. Obviously, these joists have rotted out, and if I pull up, the floorboards have just completely, I'll show you here, rotted out to nothing. I mean, I imagine they would have been 3/4 of an inch at one point, but they're down to like 10 mil now. So this has been rotten for a long time. So my plan of action is to get this floor up, cut back the rot. Hopefully it hasn't gone too far. and then we're going to put some more on the side of it. But even this wall plate down here, I mean, it's soaking, it's sodden wet. So we've got a bit of work on our hands to get this back together, but that's why we're here, right? So, as you can see, I've just taken these floorboards up. I don't know whether I'm going to put floorboards back down or whether I'm going to go with like chipboard flooring. I might go with floorboards, I'm not sure yet, I haven't decided. But this is the extent of the damage. Now this joist here is obviously rotten out on the end, but only down to about here. So we'll cut the rot off of that one, and then we can put a nice new one on the side of there. The sole plate down here, I mean, it's soaking wet and falling to pieces, so that needs changing. Now this one here is rotten down to about here, so we've got another plate here, so I think I'm going to cut it halfway on that plate, oh no, actually just past that plate, and then join onto the side of it. Now you do need at least 2 foot of like lap over when you do these. So this one's not a problem, I can get loads on this one. This one here, I'm gonna have to go up and underneath the floor. I don't want to cut out more floor. So as long as I can get 2 foot on there or more, I'll be happy. But then what I also need to do is, because we've got, I don't know, like a 5-inch gap here, where I cut this one off, because I've got to cut the rot out, put the new one on the side, and then I want to put another one back on it, just to make it as strong as possible. These will need bolting, gluing, everything. This is proper structural. So yeah, we've got to put that back right. This one over here, the one that I'm sitting on, let me move you, hang on, is absolutely fine right the way across. But I am still going to put one on the side of there, just because when we put our new flooring on, I want it to have something decent to pick up on. I couldn't cut any further into it because the nails are right on the edge here. So I'll put another one on the side, glued and bolted on. So overall, we should be nice and strong. Now, obviously, the floor was glued down. I had a feeling it was going to be. So the original plan was to put the flooring back in place. Obviously, that's not going to happen now. So the trustee has gone out. He's doing a drive around to try and find a floor that matches to a degree. Obviously, it's never going to match. It's not going to. So we're going to have to try and find something close. They're aware of the fact that it's not going to be perfect. It is what it is. Whether that happens in this video or the next one, I'm not too sure yet, because obviously he might not find flooring that's in stock. So what I'm going to do now, my next state of play, is I'm going to get all of this rubbish out of here, swept up, cleaned up, cut these off, and then we can start putting everything back together again. Okay, so you've just seen me, hopefully, yeah, I did press record. Put the new sole plate in, got a nice bit of DPC underneath that, and that's fixed down and into the blockwork there, and it goes underneath this floor and picks up on the other side. So we're all happy with that, that's nice and decent. We've got our new ones here. As you can see, we've got loads of excuse me, crossover on this one. That one's going to be solidly fixed anyway. This one here, I've got bang on 600mm. It ends up about over here somewhere. So I'm happy with this. So I'm going to get this all fixed now. I've got to put this together with, let me show you. I've got some PU glue because that doesn't wind the dust and stuff. PVA and all that won't really work. We've got some nice coach bolts there. I will link these in the description. They're brilliant. Could have used threaded bar. It's just easier to use them. Works out about the same price as well. So yeah, you'll see me. I will be nailing them, but the nails are only just like to hold it all together until I get the bolts in. The bolts are what's going to be doing the work, other than going into that sole plate there. I will be nailing into those, and then I want to get another one down the side here because this gap's a bit big for an overhang. So yeah, let's get this put together. Okay, so it is currently the next day, and off camera, you can see I've gone ahead and I've put some ply in here and got it all nice and flat. You saw me put the subfloor down, and then this is just like packing essentially. Now, the trustee that was with me yesterday, Brian, he has gone out and he's managed to find some flooring that kind of matches. I mean, it doesn't at the moment because it's not finished. This whole floor, by the way, is going to be sanded and finished. The only problem that I've got with this floor here, sorry, I need my kneeling pad, 1 second. Oh, that's better. The only problem I've got with this is 190 millimeters wide, and the current floor is only 180 millimeters wide. Now, there was two options. First option was to rip all of this floor down to 180 millimeters and get it all toothed in. Lovely. And it would have looked all right, but arguably not as strong because we'd have to cut the tongue and the grooves off of this. This has also got like a micro bevel on it. So what we've decided on after going backwards and forwards is to leave it the full thickness and just put it in and accept the fact that it is a repair on the floor. We're not trying to hide the repair, it is what it is. So that's what we're going to go with. Like I said, arguably would have looked better if it was cut down, but we're going to lose strength because we're going to lose our tongue and our groove. So being the nature of this floor, it's not a house, it's a heavy used space. So strength is like paramount here really. So we're going to go with that. I hope you're all right with it. I know I'm going to get some comments saying that I should have cut the tongues off and it would have looked better with the tongues off. It's not my decision. I'm being paid to do what I'm being paid to do. So that's what we're going with. So let's get this floor down. We've got some nice glue to put it down with. Yeah, let's get on with it. I might have to put some pins around the edges just to hold it in place, but arguably I don't want to do too many because I want this to, you know, be a nice clean floor. We are going to use some biscuits on these joining surfaces just to make sure we've got a nice strong joint. So anyway, let's stop chatting about it and let's actually get it done. Right, and there we have it. That is this floor all down and done. I'll do a little pan around shot in a minute of what's going on, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what the problem is outside. So basically the ground level is higher than DPC and we've got an air brick outside which is just flooding water in. So yeah, there's nowhere for the water to go other than underneath the building and in the building. So I've advised them that they need to dig out the concrete around it and they, at the very least, put some pea shingle in, but ideally they need to put some sort of drainage around it, maybe a French drain or something, I don't know. It needs something because the whole perimeter of the building is just on a concrete slab, so the water really has nowhere to go. But anyway, that's that. That's this floor down. I'll do like a little pan around shot now. Like I said, it doesn't match up perfectly, but it's a functioning floor. They can use this hall properly again. Like I said, the whole floor needs sanding and refinishing. I'm not going to be doing that. They're going to get someone else in to do that. So that'd be a nice job for them. But yeah, there we go. Look at this. You can bounce in this corner again. I ain't going to go mad because this glue underneath still needs to go off, but there you go. I'm really happy with how it come out. If you want to find out how much I charge for this job, there will be a video going out for the members after this one, so you can find out there. Just hit that join button down below the like button, you'll find that. If you got anything from this video at all, hit that like button for me. It really helps me out, and hit that subscribe button for me because I really want to get to 100,000 now and I need your help. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching along, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Cheers.